All right. Should be live. This is going out to those of you on YouTube, Rumble, and X. So, not every platform that I'd like to stream to, because today I have to stream and I need to pay attention to what I'm doing, so I can't monitor all the different platforms that I typically stream to. So, a lot of you are probably going to see this after the fact, but for those of you that are available to join me live, then you'll be able to also ask some questions regarding the topics at hand. And if there are any of you that I'm just trying to spam the chat or whatever, like last time, then we'll have to take content moderation into consideration and just remove you from the chat. Don't let it come to that, please. But of course, there are always people that don't listen. Anywho, yeah, gonna let you guys give you guys a few minutes to get in here. So before I show you something here, some of you on social media might have seen this, and I say some of you because you're about to understand what I'm talking about. So down here is my social media accounts. You can follow me across multiple different places. To give you an idea of what that looks like, let me pull up the Get in Touch page of my website. So let me start sharing. I got a ton of stuff in front of me that you cannot see that will come in handy momentarily. So you might see me diving and dodging here. So you guys should be able to see it now. All right, right here. Okay. So this is my website. You know what? Let's change the look here. I think I did it last time like this. Yeah. All right. That's okay. All right. So I'm across many different platforms. For some reason, my X profile is not pulling up, and I'm verified through most that I can be verified in. Some of you have been sending in questions with respects to the Brax3 device across social media, so I've tried to compile what I could. And I'm going to be moving my community comments from YouTube over to my other screen here, so I didn't have that at the ready. Hey, let me take this out, remove. Looks like there's some individuals that were leaving very rough comments. Oh yeah, okay. That's not showing up on your side, it's showing up for me. People just trying to stir up controversy where there shouldn't be any. But anyway, so I'm across all these different places, and odds are you might not have seen anything over on the Instagram side because apparently, and I guess I gotta give credit to both Google and Instagram, I am either being throttled or shadow banned or both, because what happened yesterday made no sense to me. I posted on Instagram that, and I never seen this before, by the way, and I think I posted it over on Parlor. I'll have to check that, but I'm going to open X to give you guys an idea of what I posted because apparently after I covered the unplugged phone, so I don't know if this is unplugged phone related, I'm just saying that's the only thing that I covered at the time, dropping teasers and then dropping the major announcements. I suddenly saw a massive drop off in engagement on my social media, particularly Instagram, because Instagram is my #1 social media account. And by the way, I am giving you guys time to chime on in, so you guys can get on in here. I have the Brax3 phone right below, along with other stuff. I'm going to be activating it as we go. But this part here, so I posted up. For those of you guys that haven't seen it, this is my most viewed interview of all time, and it's on X, reaching 175,000 people and impressions. That's my interview with the Unplugged CTO and CEO. So this is me currently, but this is what I posted a little earlier, because on Instagram, I am being what seems to be throttled or shadow banned, and I keep hearing it from my followers that even though some of them put me on their favorites, they cannot see my stuff. So that was more evident over the past 36 hours. Ever since I started covering or dropping hints about the unplugged phone, what ended up occurring is a complete drop off in engagement to, let's say I was to 10%, which makes no sense because I'm like, okay, if they don't see it in the morning, they'll probably see it in the evening. And I mean, like, no one tuning in. How does one story just get one view when prior to that it was about 100 per story? So that doesn't make any sense, and it hasn't improved today. But I did get a message from Instagram, like a warning thing, when I just opened up my app saying that they removed they suspect some automation on my Instagram and have taken measures so I am not in community guidelines violations. I screenshotted that. I'd never seen something like that. There was no other action for me to take other than just hit dismiss, which I did. So after that, I got nothing. No engagement on Instagram. No one can see my videos, my stories, nothing. So whatever is happening makes no sense. And I still don't have answers now. So then that got me to thinking, what about what's transpired before? Whenever I've done these before, and I'm going to do a specific unplugged stream where I'm going to be going over some of the questions that you guys been sending. This one's a Brax3 thing, but the thing is, this is what I found out yesterday, to which I also announced on some socials because I think it's ridiculous. I've shown before that for whatever reason, if I type in unplugged phone review, yours truly had the number one. I had all the coverage. I had everything. I am not being recommended or shown anything. This this account right here at the time had a fraction of my followers, but they get promoted. They're considered in that. And today, oh, nice one. Which I see what you did there. Look, I should have screenshotted it yesterday because it was crazy. This was not here. The unplugged phone review, I typed that in. I did not appear anywhere on the first page. It was all these other things. And I had these two right here were above me. And either way, I had about 40,000 views on my original review of the unplugged phone, and that didn't. Apparently, that's not enough to get me in front of other eyeballs because these other guys, combined with these two videos, got like 150,000 views. And I thought, well, maybe they're paying for ads or whatever, but they were a very, very small channel at the time, so that wasn't making any sense either. So I decided to go over, and I reported on this, by the way. I reported it earlier too. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go over to Bing and do the very same thing. Whereas in Bing, whenever I typed in unplugged phone review, I am immediately recommended. Like up here, this is not even the video section, and I'm popping up right here. This I find interesting, by the way, because this has 0 views. So I don't understand why that's popping up, but people are putting it there. And like, I show up just about in everything here, which is how it should be, because I was doing everything right. Oh, you're not doing your SEOs right. It's like, yeah, tell it to everywhere else that has a search engine that needs to feed off whatever I'm providing for it. So when I did the same thing over to DuckDuckGo, pretty, I would say a kind of standard review. Not pulling it up. Look, I am up there. But now this is going to look like, oh, well, your point is not really standing on this because Google's recommending you right here for your most recent review. You don't understand that yesterday there was just nothing, no Andres Segovia, anything, anywhere. When you would hit all videos or even images, you couldn't find anything of mine. So I don't know if there was something that happened yesterday for which they started censoring me or shadow banning or throttling or a combination of all of them, because Instagram, no go. This, it was insane. And I posted about it yesterday, and maybe there's a hint here. At least I show up on one hit and I'm the number one recommended view there on the most recent video, but still nothing else. There's nothing else. I interviewed the CEOs. I had the unboxing video. I had the exclusive coverage months or weeks before anybody else did, and nothing would show up. Oh, you didn't even see this part. So let me go back to Google. So let me go to videos. Let's see if my will show up. Look at that. Now you guys put me up here. Did you guys remember? How nice of you. Because this one and this one, which is my original review, none of them showed up yesterday. This one did for some reason, and these actually didn't show up either. So I don't know what happened yesterday. I didn't get any notifications from YouTube about this. I've been kind of venting about it over the past 24 hours with some certain individuals. I just showed them on my phone. Like, look, it's not showing up. But if you go to Bing, they show up. You go to DuckDuckGo, they show up. So alternate browsers, I'm at the top because all the engagement was there. You go to X, the same thing. But on YouTube And on, well, most importantly, Google search, nope, I wasn't showing up. And because I did the live stream, the big live stream, it wasn't showing up, by the way. The live stream that I did to cover the big unplugged news, well, that one was buried under a bunch of other unplugged phone videos that talked about Eric Prince or whatever that had 0 views. It doesn't make sense, but well, uh, it looks like whatever glitch, if you want to call it that, convenient that it's always against me whenever it's a glitch. If they use it as an excuse, it looks like it's better today. So I wanted that on the record. I couldn't do that yesterday because I did it on my phone, but yeah, I'm still making my point, even though it looks like they put one of my videos back on there. Like, thanks. I mean, it doesn't have as many views as the other ones that should be up there, but I'll take it. Okay. All right. I needed to get that off my chest. I actually had a recording session before doing this live, so I needed to get back into the sway of things. So I do have the second camera at the ready because, as the title suggests, I will be reading your questions while I set this thing up. I have not had time since the unboxing to do anything other than what you saw me do in the unboxing. I mentioned in a previous stream that my daughter was the one tinkering with it, so I don't know if she put anything on this thing that I might have to remove because it's feminine. But I'm going to be trying this out. Mint Mobile. I went over to Best Buy to get one of these. This is not a sponsor with Mint Mobile. I should have at least announced that so then they could maybe Mint Mobile. Ryan Reynolds, pay me money. But I picked this up at Best Buy and I never used one. So this is going to be interesting. I don't know if I hope I don't have to create an account. Your phone must be unlocked and compatible with our network. Scan this QR code to check your phone's compatibility. All right, so it's going to be interesting because technically it should work on Mint Mobile. And that goes the same for the unplugged phone. Some people have expressed themselves. So let me just put. All right, I need to standardize a couple of things here, okay? Because I have received comments about the Brax3 device, and some people are putting it on different videos. But I'm going to try to pull up my Brax3 impressions and see what shows up for comments there. There's only a few, but some people started posting it on the community posts. You know what? Let me just go back to this because it's just scattered everywhere. Some people have reached out to me through X and Blue Sky, so I'm going to be taking as much of that into account here that I can. Other ones were more suggestions for me to do for the review, so I'm not going to be responding to those other than acknowledge that I did get your comments. Now, the other bunch of you are over at the Brax Me community, so I'm going to pull that up. Let me see, Brax Me. And yes, I am on Brax Me. I just keep forgetting that I am. I rarely log into this thing, but it's a very lively community. And let me show you what I'm looking at here. Oh, I need the GitHub. Hold on, let me get the link for the GitHub. That's where the rest of the complaints are. Okay, the GitHub community. And I also have links to walkthrough from the Braxtech community about the, oh my God, what's that thing called? Android Auto. So that's of interest to me. So that'll be interesting. Oh, and I gotta pull this up too. Rob Braxman just dropped a video yesterday because I think he was responding to certain of you that were complaining regarding the what's the thing called? IODE OS and maybe a Google backdoor communications thing. So he did a pretty lengthy video. Viva Frey is on with James O'Keefe. That's interesting. I'll have to check that out later. Okay, let me see. Wow, so many videos just dropped since Rob's. Okay, so let me pause. Okay, so I just paused this video. All right, so I got the links as much as possible up. So now I'm gonna start sharing my screen so you guys can see, so you don't think I'm just making stuff up. Okay, so let me share screen. Okay, so this is the Brax community. Some of these are considered chats. There's 2 places here. It's really hard to try to filter out questions and things from here, but I'll just tell you, there's 11,000 over here on the Brax Me store, but here on the Brax3 phones, there have been people that have been writing. I have tried to find all your posts about Brax3 and Tello. I'm unclear at this point whether you put the Tello SIM in the Brax3 or relying on Tello CS. If you had tried SIM, then it might seem that Tello is the problem, as the Brax3 community is a non-locked phone. So in other words, unlocked. You bought it directly from the manufacturer. I will reach out to Plemon on Brax community. So Plemon, he's the one that people should technically be reaching out to. Okay. A lot of you I know have been reaching out to Rob himself. So I guess I want to give context because this is important before I get setting this thing up, because this is actually going to address a lot of your immediate concerns at the get-go. Rob partnered up with I think it was called Lunar Tech, and it's over under Indiegogo campaign. And I'm wondering how many of you actually scrolled down to read that part, because that is how Lunar Tech got involved with Brax Technologies, and that's from my original like coverage of this. So let me just get to the very bottom. Then I'm going to share my screen too. A lot of images on this. Okay. All right, here we go. So share this. I'm in the right spot. Yeah, okay, you guys can see it now. And thank you for those of you that are joining me over on YouTube, Rumble, and X. If you chime in on YouTube and the Rumble live chat, I'll be able to see it, and I'll be responding to relevant questions. So for Brax Technologies, co-founder Rob Braxman, and also Dominic Gringas, co-founder, and another co-founder, Plemon Todorov. But Plemon is from Lunar Tech. And originally, as I understood it, Lunar Tech was technically developing this for Brax Technologies. I think to avoid a confusion, they had since just gone on to just say this is Brax Technologies. I'm assuming they opened up a store to just say, or not a store, but a company to be the umbrella thing of everything that they're doing, so there won't be any confusion. That's why this device, originally I said Lunar Tech in my older videos. That's what I was going based off of because of what they had put here on Indiegogo at the time, and the emails that I was getting in exchange with Plemon. So this here is officially Brax Technologies releasing the Brax3 as it's all legally written out, okay? But Rob is the co-founder, and the ones that were technically involved on the manufacturing side, that would be Plemon. So if there's questions about the manufacturing thing, those questions should technically be directed at Plemon. I do not believe that Rob's going to have those answers. He'll just relay them over. I've seen him do that, relay that over. But when it comes to software, though, that's where I've seen Rob chime in. And there have been things that have been brought up that, well, this is the Brax community. So if you don't know about this and then you're over on Brax.me, and you're probably missing out on all these threads. So that's why I feel like I need to, before setting this thing up, because I imagine I'm going to be running into some of the more involved setup and activation. This isn't just one of those out of the box plug and play type deals, because when you're dealing with the Google device, odds are you're going to be involved, just like I covered on the unplugged phone. It's the same experience here, especially when it's brand new. That's the best example I can give you, because a lot of you have found me because of that and have looked to me to assist you in helping out when you couldn't find solutions over anywhere else or any forums. So what I try to explain to people is that that's why there's a difference between privacy and convenience. Privacy requires more of your involvement. Convenience requires more of your data to these big guys, and that's the trade-off. Where, oh look, just transfer your stuff over and voila. But voila, what is that? It's them that control everything, and you're giving them that permission. So over here, that's why there's a lot of people that have been expressing themselves pretty strongly too about the Brax device. So the only questions that I'll be able to answer from my side are anything with relations to the device that I have on hand, the problems that I ran into, if any. I don't know. That's what we're about to find out. And like, well, what you might have experienced, and if I can duplicate it. If I can duplicate it, okay. And I can tell you what works and what doesn't. If you don't have one, but you're wondering, hey, would this work or would that work? I feel a lot of it would just be retreading different streams that I've already done with the Unplugged, but a lot of you are here because of Brax3. But just to give you an example, this is the latest comment I have on my video regarding the unboxing the Brax3. This is from WOM3911. It's it says the camera is bad, the speaker is horrible, and software has been weird enough that I'm afraid to transfer everything over and make it my cell phone. Waiting for updates. For now, it's just sitting on my shelf. So that's that's pretty strongly worded as someone expressing themselves. And it's hey, I haven't set it up yet. That's why I haven't had time. So I wanted to make time to do this with you all live and see if I run into anything. So for those of you that saw my unboxing video, and I think you guys saw this over on Rob's video first, you might have seen this. Let me just make sure this is okay. Let me share with you this. This is his latest video. We're not going to watch it, but I already seen it, and it's where Rob is responding to, are there suspicious communications between IOTA OS and Google? Isn't this a de-Googled OS? Because immediately when I was setting up the phone for the unboxing video, it said that it had micro G already installed. Like, okay, that's fascinating. I thought that was an option for me to install because that normally is the case with Lineage OS. You can get the image files without micro G, but you can install it later, or you can get it with micro G already installed. This one was already installed, at least for me. And then some people, I missed the memo. Were complaining that they couldn't activate Android Auto. I'm like, Android Auto? You guys got Android Auto like at least in a sandbox Google environment? So I didn't dig into that, but I did pull up the threads speaking about how to activate Android Auto. So if I don't cover certain things as I go along, because it's just so much, it's going to be the best place for you to find it over at the community.braxtech.net. So just to give you an example, supported all operating systems, full device specifications, connectivity, category, and here we go. Can't access my home Wi-Fi with my new Brax. So this has been one of the biggest contentions. That's like, I think that's the one that has the most in the community. Oh no, this other one too. Brax Teleco compatibility. There's at least 3,000. I think, is that comments? Let me see, views. So there's been over 3,000 views and 63 comments. This one has the most comments. Brax Wi-Fi connection issues chart. So I will try to see if I'm going to run into that problem myself. Okay. So the best place for you to see what other people's experience has been is here for troubleshooting and all that. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of a context so you know what you're working with. If you never had a de-Google device, this is what we're talking about. In a case where it's a manufacturer developing their own operating system and flashing it to their own hardware, they have to build everything out, and sometimes they'll miss something. I hit the mute button. I hope that was muted. Sorry if it wasn't. Okay, let me skip this thing. Let me bring myself up to the fold here. I have everything that I'm setting up down here. Thank you. There's a lot more of you that are tuning in now. Thank you very much. So here's the Brax3 device. It's not powered on right now, so I have it off because I picked this up from Mint Mobile, not sponsored. And I got my SIM ejector tool right here. Now, I don't think I've tried to set it. Yeah, I did. I did set it up to Wi-Fi. How do I know I went to Wi-Fi? Because I downloaded the latest firmware update for this phone. But there are people saying that they have Wi-Fi issues. So let me explain one thing to you before I start reading off that commentary there from the community regarding the Wi-Fi issues. I have to assume that there's many here within this community. As someone that wrote to me on one of my, I think it was an unplugged video. Yeah, this is from 1048 Brick Squad. I need something completely untraceable. Let me know. Well, I think that many in the Brax community are just like that. And they would take steps to guard their privacy and security from prying eyes and all that stuff. So I'm assuming they would use a lot, maybe a considerably more different setup for Wi-Fi than I am. So if that's the case, I'm assuming that's where they've been running into those Wi-Fi issues. So let's see what this one has been the biggest complaint. The Wi-Fi issues chart. Okay, so let me pull that up. And how come it's not sharing? Let's go here. All right, cool. So right here, Brax3 Wi-Fi connection issues chart with various combinations of Wi-Fi routers, APs not correctly authenticating using IOTA OS. The below chart can help us better centrally track what makes models protocols are working correctly and what other devices are giving issues. So, Wi-Fi security. Wow, that's a yeah, that's a lot. Okay. Um, I'm using, well, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm using, but let me just say it looks like Netgear from right here seems to be having a better, like better overall. Still a little mixed, but a better overall connection. That would be me. I'm also on Netgear. I just won't tell you what I'm using. So maybe that's why I haven't run into those issues. But if someone is running through social security protocols and runs into problems, I assume that's what might be causing the problem. This other one said Wi-Fi stopped working after 11 days. My Wi-Fi worked fine out of the box until today. Day 11 since I received my phone. My problem is different from others. I can connect to my Wi-Fi router and it says I'm connected. However, apps tell me I'm not connected and the IOTA browser also says no internet. I have 3 other phones and 1 computer and all that all connect to Wi-Fi and have internet access. Rebooted phone many times, turned Wi-Fi on and off. It always connects but no internet. And yes, I removed all the Wi-Fi restrictions on all the apps. Oh, here. I think this is from what's his name? Sir Silver Slick. Silk. My goodness, after checking for connectivity every half hour, I discovered after 5 hours I'm finally reconnected to the internet. Don't know how long it will last, but I will report back in the morning for an update. So, did you? And here's Clement. See, he's from the Brax team. Are you guys experiencing the issue only when it connected to Wi-Fi or also on mobile data? Sounds like the workaround narrows down the component at fault. So, is there a component at fault? Okay, so this was from Zancudo, I think that's how you say it. So I have logged a similar issue in the beta forum. So this actually happened during beta. I couldn't test it during beta. I was offered, but unfortunately, I couldn't. They wanted this on with a uh, someone that's not on Verizon. Let's just put it that way. But no one has seen it yet except now possibly you. I have seen where the internet just goes away, all the connections are fine, but you just get spinners in the browser, apps, etc. My workaround has been this. Go to the home screen, launch the IOTA blocker, then hit the main on-off button at the top and cycle the blocker off then on. Return to the app and see if it's working again. Mine immediately returns to normal. If it happens to you again, try that and report back if it resolves your internet issue. Let's see the reply. All right, reply from Sir Silver Silk. Good morning. I'm glad you have seen this before. Many hours later, I still have internet access. But before I did as you suggested, I restarted the apps that show no internet, no luck. Rebooted phone many times and still no internet access. You will not believe this, but new pipe appeared to be working. Video thumbnails loaded, and one video I tried played. Last thing I tried was disconnecting and reconnecting the router by pulling the power plug. Got distracted and checked my phone an hour later, and it was fine. So I cannot say what the hell happened with any certainty, but works now, and I do love this phone. But Clement chimes in saying that, are you guys experiencing the issue only when connected to the Wi-Fi or also on mobile data? Sounds like the workaround narrows down the component at fault. So there's something interesting here because some people are saying only on Wi-Fi. So I'll keep you guys posted. Cheers. So it looks like Sir Silver Silk has the. It's been going. It works now. Yeah, I seen that before. So somebody hasn't reported back. Well, actually, this was 7 hours ago. So this is very very new. So people are finding things. It's popping up, and odds are you guys are gonna find it too because this is being developed by the community. That's what it all comes down to. Look, we are people would want to have something just out of the box and it just works just fine. And if it's a component failure, taking it back to the manufacturer and complaining about it and getting it done. This is not one of those things when it's think of it as a whole new company with a whole new thing, but also telling you straight up that we need you guys to help us develop this thing. That's why Unplug ran into those problems initially at the get-go because people assumed it was a out of the box experience when it wasn't, and because I got my hands on it, they sent it to me first after they saw my video questioning what the heck this thing was. They sent it to me, And I was reporting to them immediately before the phone even launched. Hey guys, you're missing this. You're missing text to speech, a basic function for accessibility. It was missing, one of those things. That's why I did a video where, hey, you just bought the unplugged phone, do this first. So that's what you're gonna find unless a bunch of people are gonna be involved in the beta program, such as what was happening with Brax3. You're not gonna know where these issues happen until people try them. And right now, after that beta phase, it's another beta phase with a larger community. Whereas the other ones, I think the beta testers were about 50 of them at most that were initially offered. And now here we are. And IOTA OS was being developed in conjunction with this device and tried to be made to work with the device. So this finalized version is they got the hardware down first, and then they try to make IOTA OS work. And then some of the delays that we've experienced in receiving our phones was largely due to compatibility issues with IOTA OS. Okay, so just you wait until you get Ubuntu Touch operating on this, because what I want, I'm expecting a lot more problems. So we'll see how that all turns out. But really, the best place for you guys to look for troubleshooting assistance and dealing with any troubleshooting, like reporting and dealing with troubleshooting help, because Clem is very active there, would be at I think the link was community.braxtech.net. Okay, because the brax.me, a lot of people are chiming in. There's so many comments, but you can't just filter them out. It's just one big flow of info. It's like trying to scroll through your Twitter feed and trying to land the point that you really want, and it's a constantly moving feed. So it's not going to happen. And I'll try to leave links to all this in the description below after I reprocess the episode for later. And this will go out to other platforms too, where I know they're interested in this. I'm hitting the mute mic, and I hope that is being muted. So I'm sorry if sometimes I might miss it. Just need to be clearing my throat. All right. So I'm going to fire up the second camera now. So you get, actually the second camera is fired up. So voila, there it is. And let me move my mic out of the way because there's a lot in the way. You know what? Let me zoom in furthermore. Why is it looking so blurry? That's odd. I don't know what's up with that. Okay, that's going to be annoying. Okay, so sorry if it's looking blurry for you guys. This phone is off. I'm going to open the SIM tray. Let me just go back. So it's going to make me dizzy. All right, the SIM tray is at the bottom. On the side. It's on the side. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to have this out open. So the SIM tray allows for a SIM slot and micro SD card expansion. Okay, just as they said in advertising. But this is what we got to have first. Damn, man, sorry guys. I had a recording session earlier with a guest, and I guess I spoke too much. I've been trying to make sure I stay hydrated. Any of you guys ever set one of these things up? I haven't, so we're going to be learning together if you haven't. Normally I have to go through a carrier. This is a prepaid card that I bought. I hope I don't have to use identifiers for it. Oh, should I have brought my opening knife? Dude, get me, man. I don't even have my knife back here. All right, whatever. I have to rip it. Oh, crap. Try not to rip some of the instructions I might need to read. Wow, people really steal these things? Okay. All right. All right, what to know before you activate. To keep your phone number, you'll need your account number, transfer PIN. Okay, I don't need it. To keep your phone, make sure to go to your phone's compatibility at mintmobile.com. Bring your own phone. You also need an unlocked phone. Not sure if your phone is unlocked. Contact your current carrier. Okay. Wow, nearly tore that up. All right. Oh, this comes with a SIM tray ejector tool. That's good. Looks like a giant paperclip. All right. Some of you might not be familiar with this because this is what you get in the box. Um, this is a big SD card. I mean, a SIM card, because that's the original SIM card. You can also snap it down to what's called a micro SIM, but what we're dealing with here, as shown on the SIM tray, we need a nano SIM. So that's what I'll be snapping it all the way down. I've seen some people say that their SIM card does not fit into the SIM tray. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what they meant. I don't have any pictures of what they're referring to. So we're about to find out together too. Okay, so this is now I need to set up an account apparently. Wish I had done that first. I was going to do that together too. How long have I been going for? 37 minutes. Okay. Scan QR code to download the Mint mobile app. Do I have to? Okay, open the Mint mobile app, select activate your SIM, and then follow the instructions on the app. Punch out the right size SIM card using the and insert it into your phone using eSIM. Skip this step. Almost tempted to do that, but I wonder, do I have to use it on that? Because otherwise, I'm just gonna use it on a different phone. Okay. For demonstrations, I'm gonna be using an iPhone. Mint Mobile. Okay. Mint Mobile. Get the app. It's gonna require me to set up a whole account with identifiers, isn't it? Ugh. I thought it was gonna be like a burner phone. But it's alright. Oh, it's a nice app. I like it. It has the fox and everything in it. Okay. Activate a SIM. So it's at the top. All right. So that's what it wants. So as soon as I do this, it says activate your plan, uh, a digital account code. So I'm assuming that's on the back of this thing. Yeah. Okay. And then check the back of your card. Oh, I could scan it. Okay. So let me go back to myself for now because I'm gonna need the space here. All right. Let's. Can I? Yeah. Allow. Oh wow, that was quick. Service unavailable. What the hell is that supposed to mean? It didn't even scan it right. For people that have said they have issues activating on Mint Mobile, because I've seen some people express that, make sure that it's actually copying the code right, because apparently it didn't for me. It picked up like a D instead of a 7. So let me put that. I know what happened. Interesting. Wow, can't rely on this thing to be scanning it. This thing picked up all kinds of wacky things. Yeah, I had to manually input this because when it scanned, it was just the wrong code. So I manually input it. It says it checks out. So I'm going to hit continue. And there it is. That's your keep an existing number, get a new number, get a new number. Okay. Your new number for your zip code. Fine, I'll use this one. Just to make sure you don't want to transfer your current number, correct? I'm sure. Okay. Yeah, they want identifiers. We need this to create your account. Okay. Okay. And my password is 1234. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Let's see. By checking, yeah, I know. So activate. Behind the scenes magic in progress. It can take a few minutes. All right, so while this thing's doing its thing, let me respond to some other questions that I've gotten regarding this over on here on YouTube. So let's see. Where is it? Oh, it's not showing me the comments on my community posts. Okay, let me pull that up. All right, let me go to. crap. Sorry, I can't find them there. Who is this? It's so dumb. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like it's the plan is activated successfully. It's good. Was it on my live? Okay, I have something untraceable. Let's see. I don't know why it's not showing me all my comments here, YouTube. What's going on? Oh, also Rumble. I'm sorry. Someone commented on Rumble on my unboxing video. So let me pull that up real quick. This is from okay, let me see. Yeah, here we go. Hey, what happened to the comments? It was deleted? I remember who wrote it. It was Blessed Saves that wrote it, but it was the comments gone. It says there's 2 comments, but it won't show up. So I don't know what's going on with Rumble. So I think they were expressing issues also with the Wi-Fi. So hopefully that was addressed. Okay. All right. So now it looks like the plan is activated. Let me hit that. Just do it. Okay. All right. Here we go. Locate the SIM tray. Now it wants me to do this. All right, let's do this together. Okay, here's a SIM tray. Locate the SIM tray. Punch out the SIM. Okay. All right. I was trying to punch out the large SIM card and immediately the micro SIM popped out. So now from the micro SIM, I'm assuming if this happened to you too, where you took this out and all you got was this little one, thinking that the other one was just holding this. No, there's a smaller one in here. So nano SIM. So I don't know if that's what happened to some of you that were saying that your SIM card was not fitting on the SIM tray. Because if what just happened to me happened to you, obviously a micro SIM is way bigger than a nano SIM. Look at that. Doesn't fit there. And that's why I had to punch out the smaller one. There's some people that are not used to dealing with something like this. So here is the nano SIM. So I'm going to put in the SIM tray. Make sure I put it in right. How's that supposed to be? It's kind of hard to see. All right, looks like I got it. Okay, there it is. So punch out the SIM, insert the SIM, and replace tray. Okay, and now restart your phone. Okay, so my phone's already off. So let me just make sure I'm putting this thing in right. Okay, there, started in nicely. The SIM is in. Let us power this thing on. All right, so the Brax3 is turning on. Okay, so there it is. It says restart the phone. Enable auto renew, maybe later. So I guess I'll be monitoring my Mint Mobile app, my Mint Mobile account from the app. Okay, that's pretty cool. Let's see how this works out. Because now that I have this Mint Mobile thing, I'll be able to talk to you or tell you guys about the unplugged phone experience. But I'm waiting for the new version to drop. Okay, let's see. It's on. All right, it's on. Where's it then? Okay. All right. So it looks like it's on. What does it say? Mint Mobile. Fox, yeah. Then voicemail visual activation. Yeah, now I have visual voicemail. That's what this thing is saying. Visual voicemail on the app there. So let me see. So far looks like I'm okay. Is this one on it's not on Wi-Fi. Yeah, it's on Wi-Fi. Let me turn off the Wi-Fi and turn on the data for T-Mobile. Okay. So now let's see. Need help setting up data. I'm getting a bunch of texts from them. So Let me see. I have Wi-Fi off. So let me see if I can get this working. Let's go to Brax Tech. I think it's braxtech.net, right? Cannot complete request. braxtech.net. Isn't that what it is? Where's the Brax Technologies? No, I'm right. braxtech.net. Okay. All right. So let's see. Try again. Oh, there, it loaded this time. All I did was just hit enter again to refresh the page. So looks like I'm in. So now let me try my website. Segovia. No, can't even spell like this. I have the privacy screen on, so from an angle it looks a little weird to me. So I have to kind of look up on the monitor to see it better. So, well, there it is. It looks like looks like I have data. I don't. If anybody is watching that knows about this, you could chime in. Is there a speed test app that you guys use that's besides speedtest.net? Because I don't know if that one's in the F-Droid store. I don't think it's open source, but I'm gonna check anyway. Speed test. Check your internet speed. So okay, I'm gonna install this Libra speed thing and see how that one works. I never used that one before, so let's see how this one operates. Okay. Here we go. So I have Wi-Fi off. See, Wi-Fi is off, just running off T-Mobile. All right. Okay, now let's see. Okay, supposedly I'm on 5G. Let me clear my messages. All right, so this one's Los Angeles. Let's start. Let's see what test speeding I get. All right, let me hold it like this so it doesn't glare so much for you guys. I haven't taken off the screen protector yet. I'm curious. Right now, what it's reading is at 108 megabyte download speed after a 41.1 millisecond ping. Upload speeds are looking like 6.25, holding at 6.3. Nope, dropping back down to 6.25, 6.3. So there you go. So that's what it's resulted with. So download of 108 megabytes per second and upload speeds of 6.3. This is according to Mint Mobile. All right. For those of you that are not aware, Mint Mobile runs off T-Mobile. That's why this thing just says T-Mobile on my thing. So just letting you know, don't be confused that this thing says T-Mobile when you have a Mint Mobile SIM card. It's just that's how it is. So how these MVNOs work. They piggyback off the big cell carriers. That's why I gotta call them out. Okay, you probably heard about some of these companies that are saying, "Oh, you're uncancelable because you're dealing with an American company." You know, the Patriot this and all that. It's like, okay, fantastic, but you're still running it off T-Mobile or AT&T. They can cancel you. So, just saying, like, don't make promises to the contrary. All right, so I got that up and running. Let me circle back to the very first comment that I got, that I read, I should say, from YouTube, because those of you have been chiming in, have been sending your stuff over through X, Blue Sky. I think some of you were mentioning over on Brax.me. It's on the chat. I know some of you were asking about getting I guess a tempered glass screen protector for this. I think there's some generic ones that you can get, but what is it? I guess you have to figure it out for yourself if it's something that works for you or not. Okay, so let me see. What else was I gonna do with this? I wanted to test the sound. I have not. I won't be able to test the camera right here. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is let me see. I hear this guy Andres Segovia has a YouTube channel. Okay. YouTube's probably gonna flag my own song for this. Oh, I probably have ads on it. Hold on. Yeah, it does. Let's skip the freaking commercial. All right, I'm gonna brighten this up a little more. I don't know if it's too bright now. Yeah, it looks fine. By the way, thanks to everybody that's chimed into my last couple of videos. according to YouTube Studio, I have a perfect rating on them so far. So thank you. Okay, so this is what the video. It's super bright on your end, so you might not see what I see. Let me tilt it down. That's just my cover screen. So let me see if I can skip over to the music part. Okay. Okay, this is full volume for me. Now I'm gonna lower it. Lower it sounds more balanced. I think it's on X then. There's some of you were chiming in. I have to find it on X. Let me see if I can find it there and I'll read it off. Someone was complaining about the speaker and saying that it um will it handle crypto apps. Okay. Texas travel time. I see your comment. Let me just get to this Brax video that I posted up. Then I'll respond to your comment. I mean, it technically should. It's just so pathetic if it won't. All right, that one doesn't have the comments though. I don't see it on X. Maybe it's a different video. Maybe it's a thread. Okay, someone said that the speakers, they were telling me that the speakers are, they sound completely unusable at a higher volume. And I could tell you that let me take off my headphones for a better impression. It might be the kind of music I have, but I can tell you, I'm actually surprised there. I don't have the distortion all the way up. I know that there's some people that were complaining about music playback with the standard iode, like the iode. I think it was the music app that it wouldn't play. Now I haven't loaded up any music to this, so I won't be able to do this here now. So I'll take that into account for my review. People that have expressed themselves about like maybe the default applications having issues. I'll I will take that into account. I'm going to try to use what IOTA is providing in here. But anybody that knows anything about these is that you can install whatever you want on this that works without needing the Google mobile services from the Aurora store. So you'll be able to have a lot of different options. So one of the first things I'm going to do, because I will be testing it with that, F-Droid I'm going to open up. There's two stores to this thing, but I'm using F-Droid first. So I always install this because, of course, why not? VLC is the universal standard for the open source in playing just about every codex there is out there. So I'll let that guy install. Let me bring to the front here from Texas Travel Time, chiming in from YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in, by the way. So for your comment, will it handle crypto apps? It's something that I will take into consideration when my testing. I do have a crypto wallet now. I didn't have one when I was testing the unplugged phone, but I do have one now, and I'll see how that works. It should work, right? It's to be the most obvious thing, but of course, it depends on what. I do not use Coinbase, so I will not try it. So if anybody asking me, I'm not going to do it. So just giving you an FYI there. Okay, so VLC is there. Okay. Actually, what is this thing? Let me just, I got a bunch of garbage on this, you know. Which one was it? Oh, yeah, sorry. I need to check something on Rumble. There were people chiming in on Rumble. For some reason, the comments disappeared. I don't know what's going on there. Okay. Time. All right, let me pull this up. Okay, so live chat over on Rumble is quiet. All right. So looks like most of you are tuning in from YouTube. there are people tuning in from Rumble, but you guys haven't chimed in yet. So if you are just joining, 'cause I just saw the ticker. Now there's like twice as many. Thank you for tuning in. I have just finished up activating um, the Brax3 device on Mint Mobile. I have bought prepaid on Best Buy. This is neither sponsored by Best Buy or Mint Mobile, but if Mint Mobile and Best Buy would like to consider it, you can sure reach out to me. I'm available at the social medias down below. Okay, so I got that going. Some people expressed that one of the first things was that the speaker was horrible at high volume. I can tell you immediately that this speaker already sounded louder. Now, I'm not doing the audio file testing yet, okay? And I'm not expecting iPhone quality speakers either. But I can tell you that this speaker sounded a lot better than the initial speaker experience that I had with the unplugged phone. And after doing some setting tweaks, I was able to get a more balanced audio on this. Now, the unplugged phone does have stereo speakers, so I don't know if the Brax3 device does. Let me check. Okay. No. It's a mono bottom firing speaker. Okay. All right. Hey, what's happening here? All right. Okay. So I will be putting this through a camera test. I will be putting this through. I'm also going to take the screen off. I was having some issues with. Oh my goodness, what was I having issues with? I was having issues with the auto brightness on this thing, and the auto brightness. I noticed that part of it that looked a little dim too was because of this privacy screen. So I'm going to take this off because one already came with it in the box. So when I take that off, I will see if that was causing any issues with it. If not, I will report to the team that, hey, the auto brightness needs to be fixed, because I believe it to be a software fix, unless there's an issue with the auto brightness sensor. Oh, yeah, and that reminds me. Oh my goodness, screen protectors. So someone was asking over at the Brax.me chat, I believe they were talking about my video, although there was another individual that I did see that did produce a Brax3 unboxing video himself. I don't remember the name, otherwise I give you a shout out. But what they said is that they did not, they got 2 screen protectors, plus 1 installed, if I understood the text correctly. I didn't see the video. But Rob got the first batch. He didn't have screen protectors on his. So for me, you guys saw the unboxing. I purposely did it where I did not have to edit. So what you saw me open up in real time, not fast forwarded or any digital editing trickery, was how I experienced my unboxing. So apparently some people are maybe finding a different experience in the box than maybe I am, and then what Rob also had. So that's just if that is the case, it's because it's a new company, okay? And this is the first major undertaking that they're doing together. So I'm just speaking from the business sense about what happened. I'm hoping they reduce some of those errors. That's the whole thing about quality control. So let's hope that they do. And so thumbs up from Texas Travel Time. Texas Travel Time follows up. Or any recommendation of other phones or operating systems for future video or device? Let me see. Can you, if you're still watching Texas Travel, let me answer your next question. But if you can clarify your question here, do you mean? And let me bring myself to the forefront. My throat's still dry. Sorry, y'all. I had let me just give you a teaser of the interview I just did. If all goes well, it should be dropping Monday. I had Joshua Phillip from Crossroads, I believe it's NTD and Epoch Times. We were talking about the CCP, Taiwan, and the strategic importance of Taiwan, mostly economy and the chips and Taiwan Semiconductor Company, and now what it might be a difference seeing that we have chips that are going to be built here in the United States. Okay, so if you could just clarify about other recommendations of phones or operating systems for future video or device, if you mean if there's any other type of device out there. Oh, that was crypto related for a ghost crypto phone. A ghost crypto phone. That's a good question. Let's see. I can tell. Have you heard of the Exodus One? It's called the. This is the only phone that I knew of that was made for that, and they don't have the website anymore. Yeah, they do. Yeah. Oh, it's called HTC Exodus. Oh, you guys took it off, man. That thing looks so nice. HTC still builds the Viv and AI augmented glasses. Okay. All right, let me go back. See if I could find it. Oh, that was 2018? Wow, that was a long time ago. All right, so let me share this tab. No, I don't think I'm gonna be able to go that much longer. I feel like I'm gonna lose my voice. So let me make space for this one, and let me take this off for now. All right, what you're looking at is the HTC Exodus. This was a, and let me skip over your question, Texas, over to this one. It was related for a Ghost of Crypto phone. This device was released 7 years ago by HTC. It was based off the HTC U12, if I'm not mistaken. Beautiful phone, by the way, because I had it. And I had gone to events that HTC invited me to, so I was able to handle that one after the U11 as well. So this one, the only reason I couldn't get it is because you had to buy it with crypto. That was the only way. So people had to have Ethereum or Bitcoin to be able to buy this thing. I think there was one more coin, Litecoin, I think the other one was, to be able to purchase this device. I imagine that there might still be some of these available, like on eBay or something in the aftermarket. This is the only phone that I know that was built. Let me see what it says here. I think it was a Node. The early access version can be obtained at htcexodus.com by using Bitcoin or Ethereum in an industry first crypto only payment acceptance. Yeah, I know. But let me see. Where does it say? Exodus 1 contains a secure enclave, a locked area on the device that is protected from the Android OS. This secure enclave will hold the keys to your crypto, whether this is currencies or non-fundable tokens, NFTs, or in the very near future, all of your digital data. HTC has developed a unique social key recovery mechanism in case your phone is lost or stolen or forget your keys. Nice. It is an easy and secure way to recover keys lost in the hardware. It also ensures that HTC does not hold your keys in a central location at any point. You maintain full custody at all times. HTC allows you to pick a few trustworthy contacts, and each one of those must download a key management app. Your seed then gets split into a secret sharing algorithm, and then is sent to the trusted contacts. Should the need arise, you can successfully regain access to your funds. Let's see. Let me skip a little more over. This was very interesting because here it is. It was a wallet. This HTC early on said they will soon release the APIs. This was back in 2018 to allow third-party developers to use Exodus One hardware to protect keys and sign transactions. So that would mean it was a node. It would release the Zion key management and wallet SDK partners who hold the same vision. So that was the Exodus One. This was not. Oh, you never heard of it, and absolutely, you're welcome. This was such a gorgeous phone, and I was not into crypto at the time. There was no way for me to get it. So I imagine whoever has it is still holding on to it, because I was tripped out because I didn't understand the whole thing at the time. But they were saying it was a node, and that's what this thing was alluding to. That it was a wallet that can also verify transactions. I understand it to be a node on the blockchain. So that was a very special phone. Only a select few were able to purchase that thing. And I haven't seen anything since. Everything has always been an app, but the app required you to have Google services on it in order to communicate, which I thought was pretty stupid. That's why it's a good question. Will it run those crypto wallets? I believe there's at least two off the top of my head that should be able to run. One of them is Kyiv, KYIV. They were Parler now. Parler had their own wallet. It was replaced. But I would keep an eye on the Rumble wallet that is being developed, I think, with Tether. So I would keep an eye on that. That might be an app that would be able to run on this, but it's still very early. I haven't seen anything since. Okay. You also mentioned another speaker test would be the AirPods or headphones, as most people use those these days. Yes, absolutely. That would be something where obviously I have to test the Bluetooth strength, because Bluetooth 5.2 should give you up to 60 feet of range. 30 feet is optimal. That's usually what Bluetooth handles. But this bad boy has a headphone jack. So, yeah, I want to be able to test the jack on this. I don't expect a DAC, a DAC, which is basically powering the jack for like studio quality. But hey, I'll take that over freaking Bluetooth to listen to actual high fidelity audio. So I want to test VLC running FLAC files with the headphone jack. So a little bit about me that many people probably will not know unless they go check out my other stuff, which is for now. Well, it was only available in on locals. It's now also available on Substack because I've been moving a lot of my stuff over there too, for a wider audience. It doesn't have to just be behind a paywall and whatever. But what I love is film score, symphonia, classical, instrumental, and all that stuff. When I say film score, I also mean like television score and video game score. In other words, what you guys would call soundtracks. The proper terminology is that it's a score. So I prefer to listen to it in almost everything that I have. If I could get it, is lossless audio. Ever since the like physical media has kind of gone the way of the dinosaur, I still get the option to be able to get it in the form of FLAC files. So sometimes I'll be able to get it in 24 kilobyte. Yeah, 24 kilobytes per second or 24 megabytes per second. I have to check 16-bit, whatever. The point is, as large as possible. Sometimes those songs are so enormous in file size, they take up so much space. I'm like, yeah, but I want to hear it the way it's meant to be heard, unless I get a CD. So anyway, I do want to test those FLAC files with this headphone jack. That's how I'll be able to tell you what that experience sounds like. And of course, I will test it with Bluetooth. But when transmitting to Bluetooth, you cannot transmit the data to listen to it in audio lossless. What else? What else would I test on this? Of course, I'll be testing all sorts of videos and things. Look, I want to make very clear to a lot of people, my review of this phone is going to be a lot like my review of the unplugged device, okay? If people don't understand, if they're not used to this space, that unless there is a major player in this space, and that's what Google used to be when they had the Nexus program, because that was considered flagship hardware to like use with a de-Googled pure Android experience. I don't know how many of you guys remember the Nexus program, but that was awesome. So when that went away, the open source community lost really good hardware to test things on. I de-Googled an HTC One M8 on T-Mobile. I unlocked the phone and then I unlocked the bootloader to be able to flash and turn it into what was called the pure Google experience like that. And I foolishly sold it on eBay because I needed money to raise for a wedding ring because I was marrying my wife. No, that's not true. That phone came out way later. I sold my soundtracks to make sure I was able to afford the ring. But anyway, you know, no regrets, but I still miss my physical media. So the thing is, and you're watching, honey, love you too. So anyway, the thing is that that was as close as it got. So the new experience would be the Pixels. Okay, so the Pixels are like the premium hardware you can get for de-googling a device, or if you want to, the OnePlus community. But you need a very supportive community in the de-googled space that would be over on like oh my goodness. How could I forget the name of the forums? XDA developers. So XDA developers, and thank you for the shout outs that those guys have given to me in the past. I really appreciate it. That's really driven traffic to my site. But the XDA developers would have a great forum threads on some of these things to be able to help develop. Does that sound familiar? Brax community developing this. So all that's for the Brax community. They're over on GitHub. That's what I understand. Oh, yeah, that's right. The Android Auto thing. I want to test that out before I sign off and before I lose my voice. So I'm pulling that up. It looks like they broke it up into two. One is over at the braxtech.net community, and the other one's over at iode.tech community. So I'll share that in a moment. Um, and with the Pixel, of course, degoogling a Pixel that is already rated for the strongest sealed against water and dust resistance, and you get premium headphones, you get premium screen. At least you're supposed to, because Pixels are notoriously known for issues with their hardware. I had issues with my Pixel 7 Pro. My issue with that, which is why you never really see me show off my Pixel 7 Pro with other software, was because that was my primary phone, and without notice, it deleted everything off it. And that same chipset was on the Pixel Fold, the first generation, which is why I didn't want to use the Pixel Fold as my primary anymore. I left it to the side. I'm like, I can't trust this Tensor G2 chip if it's going to erase itself out of nowhere. That's exactly what I was sitting on my desk when all of a sudden I just see the little spinning circle with the colors. That's like the trying to develop the G logo. I'm like, what's going on to my phone? So I reached it, it wasn't responding. I'm like, okay, whatever. I left it alone, and then next thing I know, when it force restarts, it was all wiped clean. So that's why I couldn't trust it. And it took me a lot to finally get like the Pixel 9. So the Pixel 9, I got the Pixel 9 Pro in hazel. Beautiful. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of machinery. So it's interesting to see what happens with the Pixel 10, because two things are going against it. And if you haven't heard, what I just did was put in a nano SIM into this guy. There's an eSIM on the Brax3 device. Well, guess what? Rumors are that we're not going to get a physical SIM tray on the Pixel anymore. It's going to all be dual eSIMs probably. So it's going to be interesting to see, because a lot of people that are like this want the physical SIM. Let's see, what else was I going to do about this? Oh, snap. There's one thing I didn't test. Let me test the phone calls. But this one, you guys can't see what I'm dialing. Okay. All right, the good news is it is ringing. All right, so I can make phone calls, I get text messages, and it has visual voicemail, and 108 megabyte download speeds, 6.3 megabytes upload speeds on Mint Mobile running off the T-Mobile network. So my Brax3 is all good to go on all three fronts. Unfortunately, unfortunately for my unplugged phone, I could use it on Verizon, but now I'll be able to put it through the spaces with Mint Mobile once I get the firmware update that I was talking about in my previous stream. But the last thing about the Pixels, earlier this year, and Google, which owns Android source code, removed access to the binary trees. I think that's what it's called, because now it's a virtual phone that people, if they want to build something, have to. The Calypso OS project, for now at least, is on hold. Oh, sorry, I'm like really losing my voice here. So dry. I'm gonna try to go for about 4 more minutes. And I think I might have answered that just now, Texas. Thoughts on Mint Mobile? I might have missed that. I just told you my experience right now as I activated it. So I'll know more for my review. I guess this will be a review of Mint Mobile on the Southern California region, because Los Angeles, Orange County, San Diego kind of thing, major metropolitan areas. I am hitting the mute mic, right? You guys not hearing that. I feel bad for you if you are. All right, let's see. There was another comment thing. Oh yeah, the Android Auto thing. I'll look at the Android Auto thing really quick. We're signing off. So Pixel 10, we're not going to be able to de-Google to flash any software to it as far as we know as of now. So that means the latest thing we'll be able to do is have Android 15 experience de-Googled from, say, Graphene OS, for those of you Graphene OS fans. But you won't be able to get Android 16, at least not anytime soon. That's what I understood from the Blue Sky posts and the X posts, that Graphene OS was making mention, I think, back in May. Because they will have to reverse engineer in order to keep something up to date with the OS. But what does that mean going for the future? What about Android 16 and beyond? That's the part that sucks. So it's a very messy thing. And the reason a company like Unplugged and a company like Brax Technology is not going to have that issue because they control the binaries. This is their hardware. This is the OS that they partnered with. And there's two more OSs that they're talking about. I think they call the other one Lunar OS, LUNR. I'll have to check it. I don't know if it's going to be that one or something else. And the other one is Ubuntu Touch. So we'll see how that goes. So for my review, as before I say that, I don't want to close out just yet. Oh, and for those of you that have concerns about IOTA communicating with Google, Rob did drop a video. You guys can go check that out. All right, let me share. All right, so this was the last one that I want to go over. This was left on the IOTA. Is it showing up for you guys? Yeah, okay. This was on the IOTA. I think it was their thread. Yeah, iota.tech, community.iota.tech. So thank you for bringing the Android Auto to IOTA OS. However, I'm left with the feeling again, the installation steps are not accurately stated. The blog post says just plug in your phone or connect wirelessly to access maps, messages, music, and calls all from your car's dashboard. From activating the Stub app from the pre-install apps menu and updating Android Auto from Aurora, thereafter, as indicated in the version 6.6 release notes, Android Auto asked for additional apps to be installed during setup, namely Google Maps, Google Apps, text-to-speech. This is a deal breaker for me and presumably many others using iOS OS. The requirement to install further Google Apps should have been clearly indicated. Now, this is from the IOTA chat. This one and that one. There are stubs available for a couple of the required apps. So that would be these two, but let me open this one. This is the stub they're referring to. Phone must be on IOTA OS version 6.6. You guys are seeing this, right? Yeah, you guys are seeing this. Okay. Phone must be on IOTA OS version 6.6. This will not work wirelessly. Enable Android Auto and applications pre-installed apps. Okay, let me do that. So, apps. Okay, I think you guys can still see from the corner, right? So I'm over here. This is is it too bright? Let me see if we can dim it. Doesn't look all that much better, does it? Well, anyway, so I went to apps, and I think it's the privacy screen that's blocking it. So that means it's doing its job. So yeah, I went to apps. When I go to apps, it shows me this, and I go to pre-installed apps. So it says go to pre-installed apps, update AA in the phone store. What? Oh, that's what you mean. Okay, okay. So when you go to search, you type in when you go to search, you type in apps, and then you just make sure you go to the apps where it lists everything. So here, I went to apps. After you're hitting apps, I know you guys can't really see it. I'm trying to do my best here. So after that, there's a section that says pre-installed apps. Hit the wrong one. That's default. Pre-installed apps, and then it gives you this menu list, which isn't much. Let me bring this to the forefront. Okay. So then you see these pre-installed list of apps. Let me see. Okay, there's the angle. Then I went over to system. There it is. Android Auto. You hit download. So I'm going to hit download. Activate Android Auto is the question. Yes, activate Android Auto. Fascinating. Okay, so I activated Android Auto, and it tells me that I need to go to the Aurora store. I think I set up the Aurora store already. So yeah, it's setting up right here, and then I will update it. So let me go to updates. So I'm Aurora store. I hit update, check for updates, see if Android Auto pops up. It looks like it's circling. There it is. Android Auto is showing up as an update. So let me hit update on this thing. Yes, update. Okay, so what happens next? Because I don't have a car with me right now. Connect phone to head unit via USB cable. Launch Android Auto on head unit and follow prompts on the head unit or phone. If still having issues, try a different cable or follow head unit troubleshooting instructions. I have successfully done this on multiple Brax3 phones and a Pixel running iOS OS. Thank you for that, Guardian241, a regular over the Brax community. Right there. Okay. Well, I'll have to wrap this up. Let me go to solo. I'm losing my voice, yo. So stay tuned for Monday. For my, I hope Monday the interview drops that I recorded earlier today with my guest Joshua Phillip. He hosts Crossroads over on Epoch TV and NTD News. He's over on YouTube. You can find him on YouTube. But for those of you that are familiar with, NTD News and Epoch Times, that's where he's from. All right. I got to leave it here, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can check it out. Texas Travel Time, thank you so much for chiming in the chat. Follow me across the socials at the Segovia on X_Segovia. If you do have questions or things that you run into, if you have the Brax3 device, I recommend that you go over. You can go over to the Brax Technologies. I'm going to leave links to that a little later after I reprocess this episode, so you guys can troubleshoot there. But if you want me to be on the lookout for something specific for my review period, you can definitely leave it in the comment section down below where you're watching this. If you're watching it on X, just go over and leave it as a comment on my unboxing video, because X, these broadcasts expire. So this is a live stream. But if you're on Rumble and YouTube, you can leave it in the comment section down below, and I will see it. If you want to leave me comments over on, say, X and Blue Sky, you're more than welcome to it, because some of you are over on Blue Sky. I don't know why, though, but I'm there anyway, and I appreciate your follow. And this stream will be reposted elsewhere, too. It's going to go out to Gangjin World. It's going to Play TV. It should be in a bunch of other places, too. So you're seeing it there, and you leave a comment, I will post it there. And I'm very glad. Thank you for letting me know, Texas, that you couldn't hear me cough because the mute button. That means the mute button was working. I don't like digital mute buttons, but I guess it worked. So great. I didn't blow out anybody's eardrums. But that's where I'll leave it. I gotta go. I did a lot of talking today. So thank you so very much for watching this live stream. This is volume 2 officially of the Brax Technologies, or answering questions about the Brax3. I do intend to do another one. When that is, I do not know. But just like I did like 10 of them for the Unplugged stuff, there might be another one. You can do the same with this. So thank you so very much for watching. Follow me. I already said follow me on socials. Anything, everything about me is at the_Segovia.com. That's it. Have a good weekend. I'll see you in the next one.